Alright y'all, so we just made it back to NYC, but before we even continue this video, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below as well as that notification bell, because literally this was a huge troop to get these shoes. And again, I have to give a big shout out to Unknown Miami as well as the Nike Sneakers Pass, because I did not expect this W to happen, but I am truly grateful to have this 1 of 500 sneaker right here. So with that being said, guys, let's just get right into this beautiful sneaker. And what we have is none other than the Nike and Devin Booker Book 1 in the Chapter 1 or Clay Orange colorway. And I have to say, guys, based off of first impressions and actually feeling the sneaker up close, this is a very well designed shoe, handcrafted extremely well, and has a lot of notes from some previous classic Nike basketball sneakers, which I'll get into the history of the shoe. Now I'm focusing onto the box details right here. As you guys can see, we have this slip-on detail, which actually has the Nike Book logo right there with this kind of orange sunset fade to it, which I think is a pretty nice touch, and also plays onto the Phoenix Sun, which is a team that Devin Booker actually plays for. Then when we go into this side of the shoe, you can see that we have that Chapter 1 logo, and then it says 2023, as well as the Nike Book 1 Unknown Miami detail on the right side of the box. And then right here on the left side, you can see that it does say Book It. And then when we actually take the sleeve off, this is what I presume to be what's going to be the original or classic box for all of the up and coming colorways of the Nike Book 1. Now when focusing onto this side of the box, you can see that Book Chapter 1 logo right there. Then when turning it to the right side, you can actually see that it does have the Nike check right there, and it does have a bunch of numbers as well as area codes on the sticker right here. Then when focusing onto the front side of the box, you can see that we actually have Devin Booker's signature right there. And then finally, when focusing onto this side of the box, you can see that sticker tag right there, and it does read off as Book 1, and the colorway shown is Clay Orange and Amber Brown. And I actually went with my true to size of a size 8. And I have to say, guys, the fit is perfect. Then once you open this lid right here, you can see that we have that standard white wax tissue paper, but also what comes with the box is this very nice card. And what I really enjoy about it is the fact that it actually lists a lot of Devin Booker's achievements. Obviously, since it's a very limited shoe, not a lot of people are going to be able to get their hands on these. But once the general release colorways start to come in spring 2024, a lot of people are going to be excited to get their hands on these sneakers. And also, this is a pretty accessible sneaker price-wise, because the retail is $150. I have to say, with this price point and the cushioning and zoom and all the things that come into the sneaker, it is 100% worth the retail price. And I just want to briefly flip over to the other side of the card so you can see that nice detail of the actual sneaker itself. And one more thing that I want to mention about this Unknown Miami exclusive is the fact that it does come with a disposable flash camera right here. So that's going to conclude all the in-depth details of what came inside the box. So now I'm focusing onto the history of this sneaker. I first of all want to know what you guys think about this Devin Booker Book 1 Chapter 1 sneaker, and also what do you think that this sneaker was inspired by? Because it was actually inspired by the Air Force 1, the Air Jordan 1, and the Nike Blazer. And also some of the ideas of this sneaker was inspired by Devin Booker's 1975 Chevrolet K5, because it's pretty much a classic vehicle that Devin Booker was able to reimagine or restore all the inside parts. And when looking at the truck from that perspective, I think that's the whole entire message of the sneaker right here. Because when you look at the Nike Blazer, when you look at the Air Force 1, when you look at the Air Jordan 1, these are sneakers that came out 30 plus years ago, way before I was even born. But they was able to reimagine it and put it on this sneaker and still give some of those vibes while bringing a whole fresh perspective to it. And with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude the history of the shoe. So when focusing onto the toe box right here, it's pretty much an Air Force 1 toe box, and I love that detail because this is a very important aspect of the sneaker to make it look like a casual sneaker. Also, when you look at the perforated holes right here, there is 12 perforations on this shoe, and then when you look at the other shoe, it's also 12 perforations. I didn't hear any inspiration behind that, but in my opinion, I'm going to have to say that it's due to the fact that Devin Booker and Kobe had a wonderful relationship. Literally the year that Kobe retired, he played the Suns for his final game and actually gave him a signed pair of Kobe 11s and wrote a statement saying, "Be legendary." And ever since that day, their relationship pretty much skyrocketed. Now when moving towards the top of the shoe, you can see this Nike check right here, which again resembles the Air Force 1. But something else that I want to add onto the details of the sneaker is the fact that you can see that we have this reptile skin. However, it isn't no premium reptile skin. It's just a texture to mimic that look, which is very similar to the look of the Kobe 4 Procho that's releasing later this month, I believe on the 24th or the 25th. Is that triple black Mamba pair, but it pretty much has that same texture look, but it isn't that premium reptile material, which I'm fine with. Again, this is supposed to be a performance sneaker, so I ain't mad at that. One thing that I do want to mention is that this sneaker does not come with any extra pair of laces, so what you see is what you get. And then when looking at the top of that tongue tab, you can see that Book logo right there, and I truly enjoy this. I'm not mad that he doesn't have like a Dunkman or Swingman or any type of crazy logo. I do love that it's a very minimalistic look, and based on what the designer said, Devin Booker was extremely involved in the process of designing the shoe, as well as intentionally leaving very minimal details on this shoe. And then when going on to the reverse side of the sneaker, you can see these 4 initials right here, and it's all in different handwritings, which was extremely intentional. So basically all 4 of those initials are all of his family members. So it's Veronica for his mom, Melvin for his dad, Maya for his sister, and Devon or Devin for his brother. Then when going on to the pull tab, which I'm actually skipping the lateral side first, but since it's already here, you do see this 96 right here. And when you actually flip it upside down, it pretty much says 96 the same exact way. It doesn't really change the shape at all. And this is pretty much to say his birth year. He was born in 1996, and again, I do love that touch right there. Then when focusing onto the medial side of the shoe, it's a very simple shoe, but again, I love all of the details within it. So when you actually look at this quarter panel area right here, it's actually made out of this canvas material. But then when you actually focus onto the Nike check right there, it does have this orange stitching surrounding that big Nike check. And within that big Nike check, we do have this semi-hairy suede detail. Then moving on to the back heel area, as I mentioned before, it does have that 96 logo on the top of it. However, right here, you can see that chapter 1 detail. When focusing onto the medial side of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows through, so there's nothing much to report on there. So now when focusing onto the midsole of this sneaker, man, obviously color-wise, it's very simple. It's an all orange sneaker. But what I love about it is its cushioning system. So this is a full-length Cushlon 2.0 midsole, but it doesn't actually end there. When you actually go into the back heel area of this midsole, we do have that zoom back for extra cushioning, as well as some nice little bounce and firmness, which again, feels really great, and I'm sure performance-wise, this is going to be a great performer overall. So to summarize that, I do believe that the cushioning system that was integrated into this shoe definitely benefits Devin Booker's game, because as we all know, Devin Booker plays with speed, agility, and movement, and this cushioning system is perfect for him. Also, I wanted to note is that within this cushioning system, they did added some flex grooves within the shoe. So when focusing now onto the outsole of it, the point of the matter is that when you look at this beautiful herringbone traction pattern, it has a lot of more space and gaps, which pretty much means that the cushioning system is moving in tandem with the actual outsole of the shoe. And again, this seems like a match made in heaven for Devin Booker. With that being said, guys, that's pretty much going to conclude all the details on the sneaker. Actually, there's one thing that I overlooked. So when you actually look at this pull tab right here, you do see these extra white tabs right there. That's pretty much to represent the different pages of the book or the different chapters in his life. So one more thing that I want to add onto the shoe is the actual insoles of it. So when you actually look at the right insole of this sneaker, you can see that Nike check right there. But what's really important or significant about that is the fact that that's actually Devin Booker's drawing of the Nike check. So now moving on to the left insole right here, you can see this barcode with several different numbers and area codes on it. And it's pretty much in reference to this box details that I mentioned earlier with the several different numbers on that sticker. And basically, in my opinion, what the 001 is for is Devin Booker's jersey number. Then when we look at the 616, that is basically where he was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Then when we look at the 228, that is where he played for Moss Point in high school. Finally, when we look at that 602 number, that is the Phoenix area code, which is the team that Devin Booker plays for now. And pretty much with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude all the box details as well as the history of the shoe. So now let's get right into the zone full look, all right? So that's going to conclude the review as well as the on full look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about the Nike Book 1 and the Chapter 1 or clay orange colorway. Overall, I think it's a very clean colorway and also can be worn off the court. So that's pretty much what Devin Booker's vision was, to pretty much have a performance sneaker that could be worn off the court, and I think it was executed perfectly. So with that being said, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all already know the rest. So I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.